here we go.
Hey everybody, it's me, Bill again. I'm here to read you a Christmas story. I love Christmas. Christmas is, a great holiday. Looking forward to hang out with Barry. Let's see here. Today we're going to be reading The Nightmare Before Christmas. Wait, what? That don't sound like a Christmas story. It sounds like a scary story. I hope not. Well, I guess let's find out what this one's about. Hopefully nothing scary. Here we go. It was October 31st in Halloween Town. Ghosts, ghouls, and other creatures paraded around the square, celebrating another terrifying year. Yep, I knew it. Scary. Sounds scary. Everyone cheered for Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King and leader of their town. "I believe it was our most horrible yet," he said. "Thank you, everyone." A ragdoll called Sally gazed at Jack, longing to join him. But Dr. Finkelstein, the evil scientist who had created her, grabbed her arm and said, "The deadly nightshade you slipped me wore off, Sally." Sally struggled, trying to get away. "Let go," she yelled. "You're coming with me," Dr. Finkelstein told her. "No, I'm not," she responded. With one final tug, Sally escaped, her arm coming off at the seams. Wow, okay, this doesn't sound like a Christmas story. As the celebration continued, Jack slipped away, alone. He was tired of Halloween. Just like last year, he confessed, and the year before that, and the year before that. Jack passed a tiny tombstone and slapped his leg. His dog, Zero, floated up and joined him. Hidden in the shadows, Sally watched as Jack walked sadly through the graveyard. "Jack, I know how you feel," she admitted quietly. When Sally returned home, Dr. Finkelstein scolded her as he reattached her arm. "That's twice this month. You slipped deadly nightshade into my tea and run off." "3 times, she corrected. The scientist kept working and said, "You're mine, you know. I made you with my own hands." Sally suggested that he make another creation that could take her place, but the scientist refused to set her free. Okay, I'm not seeing the Christmas yet, but I guess it's coming up. On the other side of town, Jack and Zero wandered through the night and into the wee hours of the morning. They walked farther than they ever had before, and soon found themselves in a strange part of the forest. "Where are we?" Jack asked. "It's someplace new." When they came upon a mysterious circle of trees, Jack stopped and looked around. Each trunk had a door with a unique and colorful image. One door had a grinning jack-o'-lantern on it, one had a green clover, and another one had a red heart. There were other doors with a turkey, an egg, and stars. But Jack was strangely drawn to the one with a decorated pine tree. Okay, that looks like a Christmas tree. We're getting somewhere. When he opened the door to look inside, a gust of wind curled up, rolling around him. In a flash, it pulled him through the door, slamming it shut and leaving Zero on the other side. A flurry of snowflakes surrounded Jack as he fell down, down, down into a seemingly endless pit. "Whoa!" he yelled. Whoa, where's he going? When Jack finally landed, he found himself on a snowy hilltop. He looked down and saw the most amazing sight. A beautiful little town sparkling with bright, colorful lights. Jack slid down the hill to the glittering town, where all around him delicious smells filled the air. Cheerful music played, and everyone was happy. There wasn't a single frightening thing in sight, and Jack thought it was wonderful. Yeah, that sounds pretty good. No scary things, just Christmas. When he bumped into the town's welcome sign, he discovered its name. Christmas Town. He said. Yeah, I like Christmas Town better than where he came from. Back in Halloween Town, everyone searched for Jack. Panicked, the mayor sounded the alarm. Inside Dr. Finkelstein's mansion, Sally secretly added nightshade to a cauldron as she prepared the scientist's lunch. "Sally, is that soup ready yet?" he asked. "Coming," she called. She added a few more ingredients to hide the poison and then served it to Dr. Finkelstein. He was suspicious, but Sally tricked him by pretending to taste the soup herself. See? Scrumptious, she lied. Satisfied the soup was safe, he ate it all up. Uh-oh. The creatures of Halloween Town had just about given up on finding their leader when they heard Zero barking in the distance. Jack was back, and he was excited to share what he had seen. Call a town meeting, and I'll tell everyone about it, he said. Everyone gathered around Jack and listened as he tried to explain Christmas Town. But the townspeople just didn't seem to understand. Jack was frustrated. He wanted them to feel that same magical Christmas warmth and joy he had experienced. There's got to be a logical way to explain this Christmas thing, he thought. Well, I'm sure you'll figure it out, Jack. Jack rushed home and began researching Christmas. He read and experimented, trying to make sense of it all. His head ached as he thought and thought and thought. He locked himself in his tower to try to figure it out. He longed to truly understand Christmas and share it with his town. Back at Dr. Finkelstein's, the nightshade had worn off. He was angry, and he locked Sally away in the tower. But Sally was desperate to escape. She jumped from the window to the ground below. When she landed, her body fell apart at the seams, but she cleverly stitched herself back together. Gazing up at Jack in his tower, Sally dreamily plucked the petals of a flower. Suddenly, she saw a terrible vision. A beautiful Christmas tree glistened with lights and then burst into flames. She knew it had to be a sign of horrible things to come. Uh-oh, that can't be a good sign. Christmas trees on fire? Oh no. Jack spent days in his tower until, finally, he had an idea. He envisioned himself in a red suit and hat, delivering all that Christmas joy. He jumped up and threw open the window of his tower. Eureka! This year Christmas will be ours, he announced. The townspeople below were thrilled to see that their leader was acting like himself once again. Jack quickly assigned everyone a job. Dr. Finkelstein would create a team of reindeer, and everyone else would help make toys and gifts. Jack gave Lock, Shock, and Barrel a job too. Absolutely no one is to know about it, he told them. Jack made them promise not to tell anyone. Leave that no-account Oogie Boogie out of this, he continued. They crossed their fingers and agreed. Then they hurried off to attempt their devious task. Kidnapping Santa Claus. Whoa, what? That's not a good... What are we doing? That's a terrible idea. Jack had a job for Sally as well. Sally, I need your help more than anyone's, he told her. Sally looked up at Jack and said, You certainly do. She tried to tell him about the vision she had seen. It was about your Christmas. There was smoke and fire. That's not my Christmas. My Christmas is filled with laughter and joy. And this, he said. He showed Sally a drawing he had made of himself wearing a Santa suit. I want you to make it, he explained. In the days that followed, Halloween Town buzzed with excitement as everyone prepared. Sally sewed Jack's Santa suit, and all the creatures worked on the special toys and gifts that Jack would deliver. Inside his laboratory, lightning flashed as Dr. Finkelstein brought a team of skeleton reindeer to life. Jack couldn't remember ever feeling so excited. He could hardly wait for the big day to arrive. Okay, I see the Christmas coming now. It's getting there. The elves in Christmas Town were busy at work as well. They baked and decorated sweets and put finishing touches on their gifts, just like they did every year. By Christmas Eve, everything was ready. Santa was checking over his list one last time when the doorbell rang. Now who could that be? Santa wondered aloud. When he opened the door, Lock, Shock, and Barrel grabbed him. Oh no. That's a terrible idea. What are we doing here? Meanwhile, as Sally helped Jack put on the Santa suit, she tried to warn him again by saying, You don't look like yourself, Jack. Not at all. Jack simply smiled. Isn't it wonderful? But you're the Pumpkin King, she said. Not anymore, he told her. Just then, Lock, Shock, and Barrel arrived carrying a heavy sack. Let me out, Santa shouted. You don't need to have another worry about Christmas this year, Jack assured Santa. But there must be some mistake, Santa replied. Yeah, definitely. Jack told Lock, Shock, and Barrel to make Santa comfortable, so they took him away. But then they sent him down into Oogie Boogie's creepy dungeon. Santa begged to be released, but Oogie Boogie simply crackled with delight. He danced around Santa and strapped him to a large spinning table. Then he hoisted Santa up on a hook and prepared to play his sinister game. What? You don't play games with Santa? What are you doing, Oogie Boogie? Still worried for Jack, Sally mixed up a special fog potion in the hopes of stopping him. As Jack prepared the sleigh, fog filled the air. "We can't take off in this," he said. Sally sighed with relief. Her plan had worked. But then Zero floated up and Jack noticed his nose. "My, what a brilliant nose you have. The better to light my way," Jack said. "To the head of the team, Zero." Sally watched sadly as they flew off into the sky. What's Jack trying to do here? It's not looking good. Jack happily went from house to house, delivering his special gifts to the good little girls and boys. "Merry Christmas," he cheered. But when the children awoke, the strange Santa and his toys terrified them. Concerned parents called the police, and soon a worldwide search for Santa's imposter began. Big, bright lights began to scan the night sky. Then Jack heard a popping sound. Believing it was a good sign, Jack smiled and said, "They're celebrating. They're thanking us for doing such a good job." I don't think so. Back in Halloween Town, everyone heard the news. Someone has to help Jack, Sally decided. She thought for a moment and then realized that the real Santa would know what to do. She rushed out into the night and found Santa in Oogie Boogie's dungeon. But Oogie Boogie soon discovered Sally, and he was furious. Searchlights and missiles continued to light up the sky. "Careful down there, you almost hit us," Jack said to the people below. But only when one of the missiles grazed the sleigh did the truth dawn on Jack. "They're trying to hit us," he exclaimed. Just then, a missile blasted through the air and smashed right into the sleigh. "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night," Jack said as he fell from the sky. Well, they got him. He's going down. The sleigh plunged to the ground. When Jack opened his eyes, he looked around. He thought about what had happened, and before long, he began to feel like himself again. Jack Skellington, the Pumpkin King. He knew he had to set things right. "Come on, Zero. Christmas isn't over yet," Jack said, hurrying back to Halloween Town to find Santa. As he passed over Oogie Boogie's dungeon entrance, Jack heard Sally scream for help. He peered inside to see Sally and Santa strapped to a levered table. Just as Oogie Boogie was about to dump Santa and Sally into his giant stew pot, Jack appeared and said, "Hello, Oogie." Oogie Boogie turned and lunged at Jack, but Jack was able to pull out a loose thread in Oogie Boogie's burlap sack. Bit by bit, Oogie Boogie unraveled, revealing the gruesome bugs inside. All the bugs fell away, and then he was gone. Wow, he was made of bugs. Jack apologized to Santa. "I hope there's still time to fix Christmas." "Of course there is. I'm Santa Claus," he told Jack. And with that, Santa rubbed his nose and zoomed up and out of the dungeon. Santa delivered his toys, spreading joy and cheer across the human world. And as he flew over Halloween Town, he sent down a special gift: snow. "Ho, ho, ho, ho! Happy Halloween!" Santa cheered. Jack smiled up at him. "Merry Christmas." Jack the Pumpkin King watched all the ghosts, ghouls, and monsters playing in the freshly fallen snow and was happy that his friends finally understood the joy he had felt in Christmas Town. Okay, I'm seeing Christmas now. But Sally wasn't with them. Jack saw her slip through the graveyard gate. He joined her on a snow-covered hill. Together at last, Jack and Sally were happy to be together, knowing that everything was just as it should be. Yeah. The end. Okay. I wasn't sure at first, but I guess there at the end it did turn into a little bit of a Christmas story. Definitely started out pretty spooky, but it worked out, I guess. Jack tried to become Santa Claus. Didn't work out too well. They shot missiles at him, blew up his sleigh. I guess Jack did come back and save Santa and save Christmas, so it all worked out. Huh. Alright, well, thanks for watching this Christmas story. Hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to check out Bill and Barry on the YouTube. See you next time.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.